Bonjour and welcome back to another episode of T.E.D Mini, where together we'll be learning about technology, engineering and design. In today's episode, we'll be exploring the basics of resistors. Resistors are electronic components which are used to control electrical resistance in a circuit, reducing current flow and dividing voltages. There are two categories of resistors, one with fixed resistance values and ones with variable resistance. These come in many forms, but the most common are the following three: fixed terminal resistors, manually adjusting variable resistors, and variable resistors which vary their resistance according to their environment. Fixed two-terminal resistors come in relatively similar shapes and sizes. They are generally made up of carbon films connected with terminals on both ends. This carbon film is what creates the resistance. It is then coated with ceramic to strengthen it and provide good thermal properties, as ceramic won't melt or burn from the heat created by high resistance loads. The value of resistance being created by these components is shown on the ceramic body of the resistor by means of color coding systems shown here. The system consists of 4 colored bands on the resistor, which match to the 4 columns on this table. The first and second columns represent numbers. For example, red means 2 and yellow means 4. While the third column is the multiplier of the number of zeros behind those of the first two columns. So a black stripe would mean that there are no zeros, brown would mean that there is only one zero, and so on and so forth. The last stripe, which is normally further to the end of the resistor than the rest, is the tolerance. The tolerance is how off the resistor value can be. So for example, a red, yellow, brown, gold resistor would be a 2, 4, 0 or 240 ohm resistor with a 5% tolerance. The second form of resistors are the manually adjusting variable resistors. The ones that are most commonly used in school are either the potentiometer, which has a knob that slides a wiper across a carbon track, varying the amount of resistance being produced. Or else we normally use preset resistors, which uses the same principle but is controlled using a screwdriver. Preset resistors are normally made to be used less frequently than a potentiometer. The third and final form of resistors are those which vary the resistance according to their environment. These resistors do not necessarily make use of a carbon film, but rather use other materials which change their properties according to specific factors. Good examples of these resistors are light-dependent resistors, or LDRs for short. These change their resistance according to the amount of light falling on them. Thermistors are also a good example, as they change their resistance value according to the temperature surrounding them. And that will be all for today's episode of T.E.D Mini. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have been, thanks for watching.